What's up everyone, it's Delete and I have got some exciting news to share with you all today. There has been some leaked footage of the new 0.9.9 update for SimpleRockets 2 that's getting ready to be released this year. Currently, we're in version 0.9.802, and the devs have been working extremely hard getting ready for the full release of the game this year, so let's take a look at what got leaked by them. Now, before we get into this video, if you'd like to become a supporter of the channel, then consider subscribing, and if you're already a loyal subscriber and you'd like to help me make more SR2 content, then consider becoming a member of the channel. Channel membership grants you access to exclusive content and perks. Now, back to the update. This video was released on the SimpleRockets chat Discord server, and the first thing that you should immediately look at, and should stand out to you when watching this, is there's an engine plume in the designer. That's never been there before. We can actually see engine exhaust, at least for ion engines and RCS thrusters, while working on our craft. So we can see what they look like with the craft. We can kind of compare the size of the plume, and I don't know, if you're really aesthetically minded, that might be a really beneficial thing for you. We can also edit the color and the size of the exhaust using XML. Now, in this video, they're using the overload mod to access all these features. If you don't have the overload mod, you would need to go into the XML document itself and edit them manually. But that means that we can edit things in the engine exhaust that we weren't able to edit before, and we can see them in the designer while we edit them. And that's super interesting. Now, another super exciting part of this update is that they've added a new type of engine. Now, if we zoom in way in on the video here, it looks like that says Breeze engine. And on the roadmap, they said that they were going to be adding a monopropellant engine. So it looks like they've added a purpose-built maneuvering thruster to the game, which is super helpful if you're getting ready for interplanetary missions that require precision correction burns and very fine-tuned adjustment. Now, if you're curious what else beyond what was leaked here is going to be coming out in this update, they actually have the full list of all the features, bug fixes, and anything else that's going to be included in this new patch to the game. You can find it on the website at SimpleRockets.com, and if you look at the roadmap, you'll see this whole list. Now, I'm going to go ahead and read some of the ones that really stand out to me and I think are going to be very interesting. First thing that catches my eye is the max altitude setting for parachutes. Now, that's going to be a big game changer. That will make parachutes have a lot more realistic feel to them now, because currently you could deploy a parachute in space and it will fully deploy as though it's filled with air even though it's in a vacuum, which is just silly. They also included updates for parachutes to take damage, have partial and full deployments, have a maximum velocity that they can deploy at, and you can change properties like the size and the length of the string that holds the parachute so you can make things like drogue chutes for high velocity applications. This is also going to make parachutes a lot more realistic because that gives you a whole lot of things you can do with them besides just have one main parachute that opens and then creates so much G-force and deceleration that it snaps all the necks of your astronauts, which wouldn't be a great thing to experience, I would imagine. Also, it seems like you're going to be able to see the parachute while you're editing it in the editor, which is really nice because right now you put the parachute part on your rocket and you can see the base of the parachute with it closed up and not deployed, but you don't know what the parachute actually looks like, which is a huge pain, especially if you're trying to do things like change the color or the texture of the parachute or change things like its size and you want to see how big it is compared to your rocket. Another big feature that really stands out to me is that we're going to be able to add fuel tanks to the wings of planes, which in real world is where most planes store the majority of their fuel. This is great news for all of you Simple Planes players who have migrated over to SimpleRockets now, because we're also going to be able to change things like the wing thickness. So if you're making a really big or a really small plane, you can have the wings be proportionally thick to their size. Whereas right now, if you make a really small plane, the wings almost look like bricks, and if you make a really big plane, the wings almost look like sheets of paper. Now, a lot of other updates are coming out in 0.99, and they aren't really features. Most of them are bug fixes or cosmetic changes to the games or just small quality of life tweaks, but there are a lot of them. And one of the devs has stated that there are still some prizes that won't be added to the roadmap until the open beta is released. But all of these smaller new features or bug patches or quality of life tweaks, they're all adding up to a much larger thing. Here's my prediction. Update 0.99 is going to be released really soon, like within the next couple of weeks. And then we're going to have one more update after this within the coming months that's going to have a lot more quality of life improvements and bug fixes, kind of building off of 0.9.9. And then after that, we're going to see the full release of the game, the 1.0 version of SimpleRockets 2. And I think that one is where we're going to see the ever-promised, the ever-coveted campaign mode for real. Gone will be the days of using Visi and spreadsheets and your imagination to simulate a campaign mode. Gone will be the days of roleplay Discord servers, and we will finally enter into a new and glorious era of 1.0. As to when this will happen, last time I talked about my timeline predictions, I said that the full version of the game would be sometime in August, and I stand by that. I do think that we're going to see it come out this summer, and we'll have a full, complete version of SimpleRockets 2 with a fully fleshed out campaign mode, more parts, and more options for customization, and more freedoms to players. I am very excited about this update. I can't wait to see what Junderu does next. Keep up the work, guys. Now, if you would like to hear more about the other features that are coming out in this new update, some of the other SimpleRockets 2 YouTubers got access to other pieces of leaked footage, so you can check out their channels if you'd like to see the other updates in the future. I'll leave a link to a playlist with all those videos in the description of this one. I hope you guys enjoyed my breakdown of the new update. If you did like this video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel to see more SimpleRockets 2 content. My name is DeltLead. All of you take care and keep on building.